Hello all, I am Sukrat. I am your course instructor for Business Data Management. In this module, we will be doing some analysis on the aspirational data. In the past weeks, we have noticed and observed the data that was given to us, and we called it the consumption data as well as the aspirational data, and we dabbled a little into the credit data also. What we will be doing in this module is going through the data and checking out a specific set of fields and applying some functions of Excel. You can consider this module as a run through or a tutorial of sorts for on specific things related to Excel, as well as considering the various factors that are involved in a specific purchase decision. Yeah, so let's go ahead with that. So story time. I recently moved to Chennai, and I felt really hot here because it is really hot here down south in Chennai. And the first thing that I considered buying for myself was an air conditioner. Now that connecting the dot with the data that we have right now, in the aspirational data also, we were given a lot of information about uh, what all are the incomes of the people that have appeared for the survey, what do they exactly wish to buy, do they wish to buy those things right away, what is their income level, where are they located geographically in India, and other data points like that. So let's have a look at the data first, and then we can proceed further with it. So here we have the base data. If you can see, if you want, I can zoom into it. So in the first row itself, we are able to see that there are a lot of data points, and which extend to probably a section which is going till the 0. So that gives us a lot of data points. Now to analyze the data, we will first need to realize what exactly is it that we are dealing with. So to do that, we are going to make a new sheet. We'll call it data points, and here I come back here and I have copied the first row. So once I copy the first row, of course we don't want the entire thing to come again in a horizontal manner. So here what we will do is we'll go to paste and we'll do transpose. Now by transposing, what we have is, instead of having all of them in a single row, we have the heads in a single column. Now here we will identify the things that we might want to look into, or we might want to consider while analyzing. And since I mentioned that we'll be dabbling into something into the data related to air conditioners, this is something that would be these are the fields that cut. The following are the fields that we will be looking into, and we'll see what all data points would be relevant for us for this specific analysis. Now, first thing that we have here is state. State is important for us, where they exactly are placed in India, or where they have mentioned their needs from. Then comes the income group. What income, how much money are they taking in home, and how much is their budget capacity. That is something that we are interested in right now. Another thing that we would like to buy, which is we would like to consider, is the air conditioners owned, whether they already own an air conditioner while this survey was being taken. Another thing would be AC brands, brought air conditioners, will buy air conditioners, or will buy air conditioner now, and also if they think that it is a good time to buy air conditioners or not. So these are the few columns that I will highlight as of now. But scrolling ahead, I see that there is data about coolers owned, bought coolers, will buy coolers now, good time to buy coolers. Now, if anybody knows the difference between desert coolers and air conditioners, is that desert coolers will take less amount of electricity. Their cooling capacity can vary from device to device. It is not obviously as effective and as sophisticated as an air conditioner, and not as expensive also. But given situations and given locations of different coolers being set up, not all are equally effective everywhere. Now, for a desert cooler to be effective, it has to be a fairly dry area. Otherwise, in a place like Chennai, where there is a very high humidity level, coolers are not as effective. They will be effective more so probably in Rajasthan or more arid areas of Punjab and Haryana, but not as effective in Chennai because there is a lot of humidity that is playing its factor. So, given we have all these data points, let's see what we can exactly do with this data. So, to begin with, to make it easier for us to understand this data, I will clean the data a little. So, from column C, column A we don't really require right now, so I can hide this column. Column C to, let's see where our air conditioner data is. So, I'll control F, that is search, and I'll search for air. So, this is till AK, right? So, what I will do is I'll go back to the point where we have our income, which is X. That is where S, the column S is where we have the income. So, I will select everything in between from the income column till the air conditioner column, and I will hide all of these because this is some data that we don't really require. Right now, we have with us here on the left of the income, we have what state they come in, what is the weight of this entire thing. We don't really require all these data points at this point. So, just for the sake of a better lesson being recorded, I will also hide all the data points between their state and the data before that comes before income group, because we don't really require all of that. So, right now what you can see on the screen is what state they are belonging from, their code, which we don't really require, so I'm going to hide this also. Whether they are in a rural area or an urban area, their income group, their air conditioners owned, whether they have, oh, this does not make sense. Let's consider the data point that we have brought air conditioners. That is, they have an option of they have already purchased an air conditioner or not. In their house, is there an air conditioner or not? This seems like a wrong data because there is a lot of no's also here, and there is the AC brand that is populated here. So, I think we're going to delete this data column. Yeah. Now, we have fairly clean data. First gives a state, what region they are in, urban or rural, income group, how much are they earning annually, whether they have bought an air conditioner, whether they want to buy an air conditioner, whether they want to buy an air conditioner right now, do they consider it a good time to buy an air conditioner or not. So, going further, and there are more data points about coolers. After that, I haven't cleaned the data, but as a snapshot in the screen that we can see right now, we have most of the relevant data that we require. Okay. Now, the first thing that we will do is we will put a filter, because we need to figure out what exactly is happening and how many people have responded exactly. So, for that, I will select the first row, because that is where all the heads of the columns are. So, I will click here on 1. If you can see, this thing is selected. For making it a little more visible for you, I will put it in bold. I can also change the color of this so it is visible better. Again, I will click here and then I will go to filters and then I will apply a filter on all of them. Okay. Now, to figure out how many people have responded to the questions related to air conditioners, we will click here. Whether if you can see on the formula bar, you can see that there is bought air conditioner as an option, sorry, as a data point. And here we can see that there are select all, everything is selected. We don't want everything selected because we don't want to take up the data points of the people whose data is not available. So we will unselect data not available and we will select no and yes, y and n we will select. And here we have the clean data of all the people who have responded, whether they already own an air conditioner or not. Okay, so we will select all of this and we see here in the bottom corner, we see that the count of the people who have who possess already an air conditioner is 62. Sorry, my bad. So 62 is the count of the people who have replied to this specific survey, out of which we will see how many people have said yes that they own, and accordingly we can say that the rest of the people do not own. But before we do that, I would like to record this somewhere, and I will write in a new sheet people who have replied to AC related questions. So basically this will give us a data point of how many people exactly we are dealing with, and we will figure out the rest from here. So people who have replied to AC related questions is 62. So we have a data from 62 people. We will go back and see how many of them really own an AC or not. So to do this, we will unselect all of them and just select the Y. That is, they bought an AC. They have already bought an AC. If the answer to that is yes, we will put a filter on that, and we will say yes. Now, if we try to figure out how many people have actually bought an AC, we see all of these are Y's, and they are a total of, the count that we are getting here is 42. So 42 people have purchased an AC already. So here we will mention it, people with ACs is 42, and people without ACs should ideally be 62 minus 42, but we will still see how many people have marked it as a no, and ideally it should come out to be 20. So here we have the data points and the count is coming 20. So our data so far analysis has been decently done, it is correct. Okay, now this was simple filter application and we didn't really realize much as to this didn't give us much of an insight, because we know how many people have replied and we know how many own an AC, how many do not own an AC. But we need, as an organization, we of course need more information about how our users are behaving and where all they are functioning and what is exactly happening to them and with them. So to filter and get more sort of analysis, we shall go back, and here I will clear all the filters that are there. Now, to begin with, we should figure out where exactly are our customers placed, or where exactly are these citizens placed, and accordingly we'll figure out where is the where all are the ACs involved, and if there is a specific concentration of ACs in a specific state or not. Now here in the B column we have all the states that they are coming from. We will not get into the information of which city they are in right now, because that is then micro data, then we do not want to do that. So let's just take it on a bigger level. and consider the states that they are coming from. Here I can select pretty much this entire area. Yeah, this much I can see. Till coolers I have selected, and now what I can do is there is a simple way of selecting each and every state and seeing how many people from Andhra Pradesh have bought it. Many of the times I will get data not available. To cut out this thing, I will also unselect data not available, and then I'll get 2 people from Andhra Pradesh have got this. I can go back and write that Andhra Pradesh, how many Y's, how many no's. So 2 people Y, and there was 0 no's. So either the data is not available or they own ACs in Andhra Pradesh. Now doing this for all those 20 plus states that are given in the data is going to be a very lengthy process. So to tackle which, we are going to do something really smart, and it is going to come in handy for the next of the weeks and very significantly in your professional life ahead, is something that I call or Excel calls pivoting. Now pivot is a word that you might have heard in the series Friends, something similar to that. There is a thing called pivot table that we are dealing with right here. So again, we will select all of this data till, let's say, cooler. We have cooler related data selected with us, and now what we will do is we will go to insert section, and then we will do a pivot chart, or we can also do a pivot table. We can do either of them. Right now I will do a pivot table. It will ask me whether, so the data range that I have selected is in front of you. That is the entire data that we have. I've selected all of that. Do I need this table in a new worksheet or an existing worksheet? I'd say I want it in an existing worksheet, and I select the radio button for existing worksheet. I'll go here, and I want the table to be formed here. So I select this and I just press OK. Here we will see that we have an option of pivot table that is enabled now for us, but we also still need to figure out what all values and what all columns are we analyzing on. So because we want to figure out where the users are coming from, we will first select the state and we will drag it to rows. So here we have the population of all the rows that are here, and now we will see whether what is the condition of air conditioners in these specific states. So here I have the column head of bought air conditioners. This I can select and I can keep it in values, and I will see how many people have replied. So 100 people, we have 100 data points. So of course all of these people have responded. So in this data we can see, we'll be able to see that there are responses that are being recorded for data not available, yes and no. These are the 3 options that we'll get. But of course data not available is something that we do not want. So what we can do is, as filters, we can also put this thing again as bought air conditioner as a filter. Here we will see that we are getting all are selected. We don't want that. So we'll do select multiple items. We'll unselect data not available. And right now we have yes and no. Right? Yes and no. This comes out to be 62, which is exactly equal to people who have replied, whether they are 62 or not. Yeah, we are getting the same thing. But we already had this data point and we did not need to include the intricacy of a pivot table in here. So we need to figure out more content, what exactly is happening. So we see this is it. These are the people who have all who have an air conditioner at their home, and they have replied with a yes that they have already bought an air conditioner. Now, given this data, what can we infer, or how can we really put it in a format which is more legible, more understandable, more relatable and recognizable? So here we have a set of data points, how many air conditions are installed in the specific state of Andhra Pradesh within the given data that we have. But to go over all these states is a little tedious task, so we will see if we can include a snapshot of this. So when I try to insert a recommended chart, Microsoft Excel is giving me an error saying that all of these will not be able, Excel will not be able to make a chart for me if the data is coming from a pivot table. So what I'll do is I'll copy this data and I'll just paste it as values here. So I have a non-pivot table with data with states and the air conditioners that are there. Now what I can do is I can insert a thing, and here I am getting an option of filled maps, I am getting an option of bar charts, and I'm getting two more options that I'm not really inclined towards. So let that be. Since there are states available and there is a maps option available, we'll see how Excel produces this sort of a data visualization. It takes time. It is accepting. Yeah, perfect. Now we have an India's map where we can see the population of data as per states, as per the number of ACs that have been brought within the state. Now, of course, we understand that there are not only 2 ACs in Andhra Pradesh, there are not only 3 ACs in West Bengal, but given the data, this is the plot of that data that we have here. This, of course, when there is data in billions, it will make more sense. It will give you a sort of a pattern recognition of sorts as to where exactly the concentration of air conditioners or anything that you plot this data for is available in terms of colors, in terms of state-wise distribution. All of that you will be getting if you do that with a bigger sort of data. Now, this so far we have clear that these are the states, this is the distribution, this is the map plot of it. Now, what we can figure out more from this specific pivot table right here is we can also figure out that how many people here are from the urban background and are from the rural background. And to do that, I can put a filter of the region type. Now, if we go back to region type, what is the region type saying? Region type is saying whether they are from an urban background or a rural background. So I'll come back here. Here is my pivot table field. First thing that I will select, of course, apart from everything that has already been selected, which is state and that they have a cooler, another filter that I want to apply is where they are coming from, whether they are coming from a rural background or an urban background. So here what I can do is I can easily drag this to the column section, and here I am getting a bifurcation of how many are there from rural and how many are there from the urban population. So out of 42 ACs that have been bought across the country in this data, 11 come from rural and 31 come from an urban background. So if you want to plot it, of course I can insert rows here and we can jot down our inferences here. So we say rural population has a total of 11 ACs and urban population has a total of 31 ACs as per the given data, right? So this is another data point that we could figure out with the help of pivot tables. If you want to run through all of this again, you can pause the video, go back and follow along as to what exactly I did here, or giving you a refresher,
there is, once you click on the pivot table, how did we get here? We selected all of this. We inserted a pivot table. After we inserted the pivot table, we selected the location of that pivot table, which was here, somewhere here that I clicked. That is when this pivot table appeared. This pivot table, now we had to insert data points into it. So for which, within rows, I put the state. Here I'm getting all the rows populated with states of the given data. Then I applied a filter. Filter type was bought air conditioner or not, where I could eliminate the option of not including data not available data points. So I did that. Here you can see that there are data not available, yes and no. So I've only selected yes, since I'm interested in only that. And moving further, there have been we also wanted to figure out how many of them are from a rural background, how many of them are from urban background. So I wanted a column wise bifurcation of how many people are coming from which region type. So I selected the region type and dragged it to the column section. Now I can remove this also, same field, I can remove field, and we're back to the regular thing, but I will include that here for the purpose of data analysis. I'll keep this here. And with values, that you can see, values being the most important factor here, how many people have purchased it, that the count of that I dragged into the values box here. So if I remove it, mostly everything will go. Let's try and see. Yeah, all the data points here went away because I removed the values that need to be fed into the pivot table. So as in when you work more on this data, you will realize how to operate on pivot tables. It's fairly easy, but you do need a few weeks of practice to be absolutely okay with it. Here I will write again air conditioner, sorry, AIR, bought air conditioners, and I will put it back to values. Perfect. So that was an overview of how to apply filters, how to manipulate a pivot table, how to add columns, how to add rows, how to add values within a specific pivot table, and how to apply filters also to sift out data that is even more intricate, or there can be a filter applied wherever there can be a filter applied, how to apply that filter. Now, income group. Now, if we click down on this filter button here, we will see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 plus data not available, 11 different sort of groups, the income groups available. How do I get a unique list of all of these? Now, if you are using this thing Google Sheets, there is an option of putting a formula which is called the unique formula. We will be doing that in a bit, but within Excel I doubt that there is any such option of equal to unique. To test this theory out, what I will do is I will do equal unique. Oh, there is unique. Okay, now so since we are dealing with aspirational data, let's break down the word aspirational data. People are aspiring something, people aspire to buy goods and commodities, and how do they do that? With their income that they're getting. So we will also need to figure out the incomes of these people and their aspirations, whether they can afford an AC, whether they want to buy an air conditioner or not. Okay, so we will come back to the aspirational data and we will see that we have a column here called income group. That is the S column that we have here. So with this S column, irrespective of the fact that you're using Microsoft Excel or Google spreadsheets or any other spreadsheet, there is a formula or there is a method of taking out unique data points. Now here what we can see in S column, we have various different sort of data points. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus data not available. So there are 11 different sort of data points available here, but they are repeated over in 100 entries. So we want to figure out which is the unique data point that we have and where do we have it. So to tackle that, what we will do is I will go at the absolute bottom of it. We'll see what all are the unique data points. Why am I doing this activity is because there are different data points related to incomes. We need to categorize them in whether they are a low income group, a medium income group, or a high income group. So that is my main motive behind doing this activity here. So if I do equals, that is to apply a formula, and I press unique and I just press tab. So it will take the column, like it will ask me where exactly am I looking for this data, and I select all of this, and that's pretty much it. So here I'm getting a list of everything that is available in terms of data entries of this specific column. I would call there, here we have a list that we can see now. Here we have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So there is somebody who is earning 2 lakhs to 2.5 lakhs, 1.2 lakhs to 1.5 lakhs, 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs to 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs to 6 lakhs, 3 to 4 lakhs, 1 to 1.2 lakhs, 4 lakhs to 5 lakhs, 8 to 9 lakhs, and there comes one section of 60,000 to 72,000 annually, which is barely, I think, 5,000 or 6,000 a month, which is very less. So we need to give them a specific category. How we're going to do is I'll just cut all of this data, and where we are doing the analysis, I'll just paste this data here. Okay, this is the different data types, income groups we can call them. Not bad. Income groups, and this is the classification, whether they're high income, low income, or medium income. Now there is a more complicated way of doing it via Excel, but given the complexity of this lecture and for our own ease, we will enter content by ourselves. So we see that 60 to 70,000 is definitely low. 8 lakhs to 9 lakhs, given it is the highest amongst the other data points, we'll mention it as high. 4 to 5 lakhs I would consider as a mid amount, like it's a medium income level, so I wrote it mid here. 1 to 1.2 lakhs gives us an income of maybe 10,000 per month or even lesser annually, so I would again consider it a low income. 3 to 4 gives around 30,000 a month, which is not too less but not too much also, so I will consider it a medium sort of a thing. Again, 5 to 6 lakhs, this is pushing towards a higher end given the given data, so I will mention it as high because people are earning around 50,000, 50 to 55,000 here per month, so I will consider it high. Here we have 2.5 lakhs to 3 lakhs, which comes around 20 to 24,000 a month, which I would say is not too much, but it's not as less as the rest of them. 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs, that is definitely low. Anything below that is definitely low. 20 to 25, again, I think it's not too much. It's 2,000 something a month. That is 20,000 something a month. I do not consider that a very high income. So here we can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 low income groups, 2 medium income groups, and 2 high income groups. Of course, this classification is as per my experience and as per my understanding of money. For different people, this classification will also be different, although there has to be a standard, which if comes in an assignment, of course, we will mention separately. But as of now, for the sake of this data and for the sake of this video lecture, we will go with this classification of data, and for data not available, I will write not applicable, right? Now, what exactly are we going to do with this data is something that we need to figure out, okay? We come back to our main sheet, and what I will do here is I will insert a column here, unhide, yeah, we have all the things here. Now I want to insert a specific column here, and I want to write it as classification. I had to unhide the previous columns because when I was trying to insert a column here, it was inserting a column towards the left, which I did not want really. So I just previewed T and then insert a column in between S and T, which now is our classification column. Here, what we will try to do is we will try to populate its classification as against the income group that we have available in the column S. So to do that, we will do the technique of VLOOKUP. Now VLOOKUP we can do when we have a certain set of data and we have a certain set of data that has to be returned against it, which we already do here, which is this one. So I'll come back here and I will do equals VLOOKUP. What am I looking up is the income group. I'll click on this, comma, where am I looking all of this data at or from? I will select this specific set of data, comma, column index. Now since this is the data, this is the first row, this is the second row, I will write 2 since we are extracting data from the second row, and we want an absolute match, so it will be a false exact match, or I can either write FALSE false, or what I prefer to do is just write 0. It understands for 0 also. Now since the data was not available, it returned the value as NA. Now if you notice, I have messed up a little here before I copy and apply this entire data for the rest of the rows till row 101. What I need to make sure is that the table that it is referring from has been anchored. Anchoring data or fixing data is done by the dollar sign. I can manually also put $B, $57 and $C, $68 here, but I want to be a little faster in this, so the shortcut that I will be using is F4, the function 4 or F4 key that you have on the top row of your keyboards. That is something that you press. So if you see, I've just pressed F4 and there is $, applied in front of B and 57. Again I press dollar and I have $C, $68. Now what this did was it anchored my table where I'm getting the data from, and when I scroll or when I autofill this entire column, my source table will not be deterred anywhere. This VLOOKUP will take the data range source from this specific table only. It won't move as per it as and when it goes down, right? And now I double click all of this, I autofill this, and now we can see that 2 lakhs to 2.5 lakhs is low, 1.5 to 2 lakhs is also low, 5 to 6 it's showing high, 2.5 to 3, as we mentioned it there in that table, it's medium and medium. right? So here we have this distribution of what is the data that we have here and what is the distribution of it. Now, one thing that you might want to do on your own accord is remove these NAs, because we don't want data that is not applicable. So let's see how many people are here. 62 people have replied, similar to the 62 people who had replied for the ACs also. Now, if we wish to do a classification of or a distribution of how many people are in the medium, low, high category, what we can do is, I selected both of these things. I went to insert and I went to classification. Just selection classification should be fine. Insert recommended charts. We will see that we have this. Of course, we do not want this thing NA to show up. Here I can remove the NA field since I don't want that data, and here I have the distribution of how many are there, how many of them are low income, how many of them are medium, how many of them are high income. If I hover over, or if I keep my mouse over it, I will get a bubble which will tell me that what is this specific data point, what is the value of it, how much percent does it take on the pie chart, things like that. So if we can see here that this is low, the orange that we have here, I keep my mouse here. Of course, I can add the data labels also, which will give me all these details, but just to get a quick view, MS Excel allows me with this little data balloon. So 31 people out of 62 are in the low income category, 7 people are in the high income category, and the rest 24 are in the medium income category. Good that we have this data separated now and we can understand what exactly is happening. So I will copy this data and I'll keep this at the place where we're doing mostly all the where we're keeping mostly all the information. So here I will paste this, and now I have the data of count of income group, high, low and medium and the rest of them are not applicable, so it doesn't matter about them. There will be a 38 number of non-applicable. I'm just keeping it to keep the count a total 100 here. The sum is still 100. So we are okay with this data. Now, what is our motive behind selecting the income groups and classifying them? We want to see what are their behaviors as for buying the ACs. So again, what I will do is I will remove or I will hide these columns, and right here I have low, medium, high classification of people, how many, whether they want to buy air conditioners, have they already bought air conditioners, will they buy air conditioners, or will they buy air conditioners now. So what I can do is I can unselect all of these. I will see what is the preference of high income people first. Okay, so when I see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 counts of the high income data point, and all of them I can see here have already bought air conditioners. Okay, so with the people who have a high income group, it is evident and apparent that all of them would have already bought an air conditioner, because this is kind of a luxury item and they can afford it. Now if we say, so let's record this data first. Out of this, let's say 7 people bought ACs, all 7 have bought ACs already. Okay, now let's see for people with medium. I have unselected medium. Here we can see that not all have bought air conditioners. Let's see how many have bought air conditioners. We have a total count of 20 people who with medium income have already bought air conditioners. So out of 24, we have 20 people who have already bought ACs, 4 do not have ACs. And we go back here and we'll see how many people with low income group have already bought ACs. Oh, this is surprising. And how many have not bought ACs? Okay, so this is a bigger number. Okay, so let's unselect this and just select yes. Out of 31 people, a total of 15, that is almost 50%, have already bought ACs. Okay, 15 people have ACs already. Now let us see why is it that people with low income are also already having an AC? Is it something that is required in their state? Is it getting too hot there? Is it too moist there? Is something that we'll need to see. So we can see Maharashtra is a fairly humid state. Kerala again a fairly humid state. Karnataka is a big state. I'm not sure how humid it remains. West Bengal definitely humid. Gujarat definitely humid. Maharashtra again humid. So we see that majority of the people who are from the lower income group, because they live in a humid state, they have bought an air conditioner. It gets really hot in my experience here. So them buying an air conditioner is a valid thing. Now, given that they are of a low income category, there was a question asked to them, will they buy an air conditioner? Now I want to remove any sort of filter that has already been applied here, and I will apply here a low income category. I want to see how many of them will buy an air conditioner. Let's see what is that response. So the people who have, there are many people here who say that they don't have an air conditioner right now, but 16, that is a little more than 50%. That's almost 50%. Yeah, 50% people are saying that they will buy air conditioners, and these people are from the lower income category. So I will, in the data point here, I will say will buy. Here I have 16 people saying that they will buy an air conditioner. Coming back here, let's see what is the response for the people with high income group. All of them say that they will buy an air conditioner. Is there anybody saying that they won't buy an air conditioner? There are two people who are saying that they won't buy an air conditioner, but if we see here, they already have an air conditioner, so I don't think they require an air conditioner. So out of this, I'll remove the no, and we say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people saying that they want to buy another air conditioner. Will buy 5, remaining 2. People with medium category of income, let's see what is their response. Oh, this is a bigger number now. There are many people who don't have air conditioners now. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people out of these responses already do not have an air conditioner, but we are getting a total of 17 people out of 24 who are saying that they will probably buy an air conditioner soon. They will buy an air conditioner, not soon, not sure when, but they will buy. Now we'll figure out will buy soon or will buy now is something that we have to consider. So I come back here, and again I clear all filters. I want to see how many people will buy now. So this is, if you want to read the formula bar, it says will buy air conditioner now. This is the condition that we have here. I will, is there a filter already applied? No. Okay. So here I will remove all things and I will say yes. Note that I haven't applied any filter on the classification. So all of them here are saying that they will buy an air conditioner. Out of these, let's see how many of the low income people are okay to buying the air conditioner right away. That is again a very big number. 16 people out of the 16 people out of the 32 people that we have here say that they are in a condition and they will buy an air conditioner right now. So fine, good for them. We will go back here and 16 is the number that I put here in will buy now. Okay, I will make it look a little better. So I will I will format paint these sections also, and now we have a better looking piece of data. Yeah, will buy and also already bought ACs. Okay, so we checked out for low income. So this brings us to 16 people wanting to buy the AC right away. In a similar fashion, you can also do for analysis for high and medium, who will be buying now. You can also, of course, do all of these things that we did directly via a pivot table and not by applying filters on the data specific directly. So that is another approach to handling this sort of data analysis. Now we know how different income groups are behaving, what different states are there with how many ACs distributed amongst them. Of course, this is a small data, so it won't give us the exact picture of how the country behaves, but it gives us a platform to start analyzing data at a smaller scale, and slowly we can increase our data analysis and the amount of data that we need to churn and we need to sift through to get any sort of insight. Now we have more data related to coolers, whether they have brought coolers, whether they are intending to buy coolers, and of course the states that they are belonging from. So accordingly we can do a similar analysis of coolers and ACs, and we can also do a comparative analysis of the people who have already bought coolers, whether they are from the low income category, and whether they show interest in buying ACs in the future or buying ACs right now, whether there is a transition from a transition of coolers to ACs in the medium category people, and whether the people in the high income group are dealing with coolers at all, or whether they are just buying or using air conditioners all the time. So these are few different data points that you can analyze and figure out and compare to understand the behavior and purchasing behavior of people in different income groups, people in different states, and accordingly make your inferences. If you get stuck anywhere, feel free to write to us on Discourse or on my email ID. And I would strongly urge all students to do their own analysis given the data, make or modify a data or source data from CMEI, and that would be really helpful for you for practicing purposes, for understanding the demographics, for understanding the customer, and just for fun insights. So that is it for this tutorial. I will see you soon. Good day.